Hello, today I'd like to show you how I solved the quick coupler problem on my Magnums. I suspect everyone's had trouble disconnecting these quick couplers on their Magnum because after a long time they wear out, and that's when the problem starts. Then the originals are very expensive. Well, you can also buy sockets, but those sockets aren't cheap either, and I'm not sure if that was even effective. So please enjoy the video. On my first Magnum 7250 5 years ago, the quick couplers were modified in the following way. Instead of hydraulic pipes, hydraulic hoses were installed from the distributor itself so that it was possible to properly adjust the hydraulic lines to the position of the quick couplers. These hydraulic quick coupler lines were mounted on an angle bracket. These are bulkhead quick couplers that come with a nut, which allows you to securely mount the quick coupler in a hole or opening, and then connect the supply line directly to that quick coupler. The faster oil leak collection system is also used here, using this small hose. So when we plug in and unplug, a leak appears. The oil is drained to the bottom of the tractor. A fourth section was added. The flow divider was mounted in this spot. So from 2 lines it splits into 4. And depending on whether the coil is on or off, the oil is then directed to the second pair of quick couplers. The lines are placed here and led to the quick couplers. The second way the quick coupler problem was solved. On the Magnum, looks like this. The lines, as you can clearly see here, the pipes were actually cut right at this particular point. Using compression rings, short connecting lines were then carefully made that go to the quick couplers. As you can see here, the pairs are horizontal in this case. This is the second way I came up with 3 years ago. That's how it looks. So here are 2 angle brackets joined together inversely. Holes of diameter 22 were drilled with a spacing of 55, 55, so that the faster collection system would fit perfectly later on. It's a bit different because in that one there were direct lines from the distributor itself, and here they're connected practically at the very end, just to fit the quick couplers. And the fourth section is just like in that case from a flow divider. This is a way I think that's the cheapest to do it because, of course, we could have added an extra fourth valve to this tractor and an extra lever and cable, but that's more expensive because you'd have to buy the valve, cable, lever, extra pipes or hoses, whereas here, the cost of this divider is, I don't want to lie, it was a long time ago, maybe less than 300 zlotys for a flow divider like this. And it works well because we know that this extra fourth section is usually used for folding the machine or for some hydraulic leg, so we just flip a switch and then use the fourth section. This faster collection system was installed right here, and then the oil is carefully drained away. The original quick couplers had a double collection system. There was the first collection system for when, for example, an oil leak appeared at the connection, and this oil was directed through hoses directly from the quick couplers to the gearbox housing. As you can see here, it's also from the overflow of the lift assist cylinders. In case there's some internal leak, well, that oil is directed to the gearbox housing. And it was also connected the same way here with an extra T-piece, and it was connected to the quick couplers, and when the oil, for example, leaked from the quick coupler socket, it was clean oil and it was directed to the gearbox. The second collection method was at the very end of the quick couplers, and it only collected the oil that got in while plugging and unplugging the quick coupler. Obviously that oil was already contaminated because of some extra dust or whatever, so it was then drained directly onto the ground from those quick couplers. The idea for these quick couplers was based on a solution used in the case Puma 155. We have a case like that on our farm, and so based on that, the idea came up to solve this problem in the same way in the Magnum. The last way I modified the quick couplers is like this. The pipes were cut off directly. Nuts and a compression ring were installed. Here is a 16mm pipe and here a 24 by 1.5 nut. Then a transition to 22 by 1.5, one elbow, a second elbow, and the quick couplers mounted in an angle bracket. That's how it looks. A collection system will still go on top of this. Also faster, it's going to look like this. So we put these covers with the collection system onto these quick couplers. Right here from the bottom you can see the oil that leaks out during coupling and uncoupling. It will simply be directed either to a tank or directly onto the ground. This tractor doesn't have a fourth section yet, but there's already a spot ready to add one. We'll be adding an extra fourth hydraulic section here, using a flow divider just like in the previous cases. The faster oil collection system was purchased directly from Case using the catalog numbers for the Case Puma. Because I bought a collection system like this once before and it was simply missing. There are these extra rubber seals here that basically seal it up so that sand doesn't get in when the quick coupler is plugged in. That was missing there, but here everything is complete, so I ordered it directly through Case. That's how it looks. And I'm just mounting it right here on these quick couplers so that the oil doesn't simply run down the body here at the back, over the hitches, and all over this tractor, but instead goes directly through this hole. And the second thing is that these quick couplers are always closed, so no dirt gets pushed in when we're not using the quick couplers. In addition to that, there's an option to buy caps in different colors to pair them up. For example, so that we know how the pairs are, because in this case the pairs are these two and these two. And then these two here are a pair, whereas in those earlier solutions the pairs are horizontal. It's a bit different here because it's designed a little differently. This way seems better to me because there are no hydraulic hoses at all, just fitted pipes and elbows going directly to the couplers. Originally, the quick couplers are fed by pipes with an ORFS connection, a flat face connection with an O-ring and a nut. Yeah, I do it this way, I cut the pipes there. As I showed earlier, this pipe has a diameter of 16 millimeters. For this purpose, I use a nut like this. This one is exactly 24 by 1.5. There's a compression ring for that, which we put on the 16 millimeter diameter, which we put on the pipe. That's how it looks. You have to clean off the paint here so it's clean. Yes, there's a conical connection for this, as you can see. And this ring goes in right here. We tighten it with the nut and the ring clamps onto the tube. And then we have a connection that's practically leak-free without anything. It's durable and proven because I did this quite a long time ago, several years now, and there's no problem with leaking here. So this is how we can manage to run these tubes from the distributor to the quick couplers in this way and switch to other threads. And then as we have it, I'm coming out here. At 24 by 1.5, there's a reduction to 22 by 1.5. Then a 22 by 1.5 elbow, another elbow, just to fit it to the quick couplers. As for the quick couplers, I use these ones, they're faster quick couplers. I don't know if it'll be visible here, but I'll show the marking in the description below the video. What's important with this quick coupler is it can be from any manufacturer, whatever you find and want to install. Well, I happen to use these quick couplers because I have that faster oil leak collection system later. That's why I use them. A quick coupler like this is about, depending on where you find it, well, about 180 to 200 zlotys gross for such a quick coupler. What's important here with this quick coupler is how we mount it, so there's a way to fix it to the tractor. So it has to have that bulkhead connection where we put it in the hole, tighten it with a nut, it's fixed, and then we connect the elbows or hoses here. I don't have that quick coupler with the thread here right now. 22 by 1.5, which I have installed on the tractor, but I just wanted to show that it should be a bulkhead type. And then one elbow, a second one, and we connect directly to the tube Well, we have to plan it all out. Obviously, how this angle bracket, we weld it there on the tractor so it doesn't get in the way, so everything fits nicely. And the tubes, we screw them together with elbows, measure where to cut the tube, and cut it. We clamp it and the problem is solved. So that's how I do it.